Numero Quattro. Josh, what delicacy have you poured here for us?
Well,
Oh my god.
finishing the spectrum.
Three smells.
Light, fruity, hoppy, and dark.
Oh dear lord.
We've got Count Control, clocking in at 14.5%. This was our anniversary beer. Its release garnered it the sixth highest beer rating of the week, according to Top Beer Drops on Instagram. So Top Beer Drops is a cool account you should follow.
Oh sweet Jesus.
They're always highlighting the best beers of the week from around the country, and this Imperial Stout with peanut butter, marshmallow, and coconut seemed to do the trick. So yeah, right here I've got pour myself a cold version because I haven't had a chance to drink as much of this as I'd like. So I've got my version that I've sat here before.
God.
I got my room temperature. I got my cold temperature. I've got the full spectrum. A lot of times with these Imperial Stouts, you're going to want it to warm up to room temperature. But again, because I haven't had it as much as I would have liked, I'm going with the cold. I'm going with the warm. I want it all.
It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, this is right in the wheelhouse of what I love in beers.
And I would say this is like my favorite style of beer now. And when I moved to Minnesota, that wasn't the case.
I was going to say that was not your original
and
vibe.
Now it's
Minnesota does stouts right. We know how to do them right. Where it's like,
it's what I look forward to the most when I come to Back Channel. And this is from a place that does amazing IPAs as well, right? Like when we tease that in some segments prior to this. But what you guys do with your barrel age it's next level. And my God.
Well, this is
and
your
Imperial
barrel
Stout,
age.
and your Imperial Stout.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, thank you.
Isha, come on now. You got to know the beer.
Well, I mean, it's going to be it's so delectable that you would think it's barrel aged in a sense. But we will have a slew of barrel aged beers coming out before the end of the year. We've got a couple versions of Soviet Slayer in November. And then you should really mark your calendars for the winter solstice, the darkest day of the year. That's all I'm going to say for now. All right.
So
darkest day of the year,
mark
darkest day of the
your
year.
Calendar.
So the saddest day of the year is going to be
happy. When is the winter solstice, by the way?
I want to say it's December 21st. So
you're really putting me in danger zone with that one.
It's going to
really
be
close to the wife's birthday.
Yeah, no, it's something that you're going to want to be here for.
It's going to have to happen now. All right.
It's stout season. That's all I got to say.
I have had a number that I'm not comfortable disclosing of different styles of beer here at Back Channel. This is easily a top 3 for me.
There it is.
And that's, that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
It's that's so good.
Count Control.
Anyone that, again, I know everyone's going to have their different styles. Some people love or hate sours. Some people love or hate IPAs. Some people love or hate stouts. This is one that, again, if you're not a stout person, have a sample, see how you feel, but it's just such an approachable beer for how strong it is. The flavors are so great. If you like any of the flavors named, none of them smack you in the face, but they all just work together cohesively, and I'm a big fan of all of those. I've actually never done peanut butter and coconut together, and it works really good here. I've had coconut and marshmallow, I've had peanut butter and marshmallow, but I've never had peanut butter coconut overlap.
That was I'm into health and wellness, and one of my favorite little
14.5% beers is the health and wellness move.
Balance. I preach balance. I preach balance, my friend.
That's better.
But there's a peanut butter coconut perfect bar that exists. The perfect bar is a delicious, healthy protein bar, and I was like, damn, peanut butter and coconut. This is what's up. This is
Sounds
good.
pretty perfect.
And so then I, trial and error here and there, a few other things, and it confirmed that peanut butter and coconut go well together. Throw a little marshmallow in there, and you got yourself mouthfeel for days.
Oh, it's so good.
Kudos to Mark on this. This is all obviously Mark, who's not here.
Mark's the man.
Hey, shout out to Mark.
It.
We miss you, Mark.
Stout game.
Amazing.
We sit up there. We still have the one time that we entered an Imperial Stout in the Minnesota Brewers Cup. We took first place, and Yeah, Stout game. Stout game's on point.
This beer, get out here for count control before it's gone. If you're a stout
It's getting
person,
close.
or if you're stout curious and want to just have a little dabble and see if it's maybe your speed, get after it. But speaking of perfect earlier, Josh.
Oh, no.
The perfect storm of chaos for Minnesota Wild fans.
Here it comes.
Doomsday Destination number 4 for Kirill Kaprizov
Here it
to
comes.
land. Let's just paint a little picture here. There's a team that we've got a little bit of a built-up rivalry with. Perhaps the playoff series have gotten aggressive between players, between coaches. We've had shared players. In fact, both of us will be paying that unnamed player to play for a different team in the same division this year. If you haven't picked up on it yet, it's the team that used to be our team.
Alas,
We
it's
all hate
Dallas.
the Dallas Stars. This makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. It hurts. Which
Yeah,
is,
it's not great because
like, this is where he's going.
Let's look at the team, right? This is a team that is a contender for the foreseeable future, unless something crazy happens. Like, they have the framework of contending for a long time. And weird, they have some aging players on big contracts that are going to coincide with Kaprizov looking for his next big deal. As soon as Ben is off the books, we've got Sagan coming off shortly after that. Wowza, there's cap space. And, they need to pay their young guys. Guess what? I don't care how those young guys turn out. None of them are going to be Kirill Kaprizov. And nothing beyond the fact that, of course, Wild fans passionately hate the Dallas Stars, which sucks because from an objective standpoint, God, they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
Wild fans hate them. Nothing would make them more angry than Kirill Kaprizov playing the opposite wing of one Robertson, who stole one vote for Calder. One vote for first place in Calder that fans will never forgive. I don't know, boys. Rate it. Is it conceivable? And do you think it's rank the 4 now that we've gone through all 4? What's the order of pain for doomsday scenarios?
Dallas, Chicago, LA, Vegas.
I'm close to you. I'm a little different. Josh, what's yours?
I'm gonna go. I can agree with Dallas because we don't want him to play for our former team. We've already have
Still
enough.
in green, just a different shade.
Yeah, the probably adopted version of our special version that's even cooler. And then he would wear that,
and he wins the cup the year that he goes there.
Yeah,
that would be
don't
bad.
say that. Yeah, Dallas, that would be no good. I would say Chicago, Vegas, LA. Then
All right.
Okay,
that's gonna round it out for me.
I'm more with Josh, but I might flip both of Isha's. Dallas would have the immediacy, he would go there and they would probably win a cup that year. But goddamn, the passionate hate for Chicago, not only in hockey but across all sports, and that goddamn unbearable goal song. If I have to hear that played after a Kirill Kaprizov goal, that might be the end of it. I might be done.
Bro, as a Canucks fan who then moved to Minnesota, Chelsea Dagger gives me nightmares to this day. I hate it.
It's a horrible song.
It's terrible. I hate it. So I'm going 1A, 1B, Chicago, then Dallas, then Vegas, then LA. And I only go in that order because, again, I think we could potentially win an LA trade and make it feel better. And, I don't know, but then there's the argument that Vegas, we'd have the whole league supporting our hatred of them, so that'd be kind of fun too. But I'm going Chicago, Dallas, Vegas, LA.
All right.
But we're all in a pretty similar mind space here. All of them would be horrible. we hope that Craig Leopold's blank check offering to Kaprizov is good enough to keep him here. Let's just pray that this season doesn't go off the rails enough that Kirill has no choice but to explore his options.
He ain't Gabrick. He's going to recognize that being a legend for an NHL franchise is worth something in itself, even if it's... And he's going to make $12 to $13 million. So that shit...
You think he's staying in Minnesota for 12 or 13? That's cute.
He's going to make $14 million.
I think that's the starting point.
He's going to own
After a
two of the biggest leagues. He might even own Minnetonka by the time this podcast and
not
video
Minnetonka,
drops.
That doesn't do much fun. Lake Minnetonka.
Lake Minnetonka, sorry.
Kaprizov Bay would be fun. Kaprizov Island. But Isha, he is going to get ridiculous money to stay here. He, combined with looking at what Draisaitl just got, and I don't care. He isn't as good as Draisaitl. That's okay to say.
Different players,
not more important to his team.
No, he is
more important to the team.
He is more important.
He knows that's the case, and the cap is going to jump again before he's available to sign that extension this coming summer. No, it's projected to go up to like 92 and a half.
It's been projected to go up for a long time.
As long as there's not another COVID outbreak, we're okay. But for real, like I think Kirill is going to do well. It's going to be interesting to see what he wants to do, right? Does he go the Sidney Crosby path where he takes a little bit less than he could because he wants to build a contender around him? Like, I think that's the conversation. If you're Bill Guerin, you have to go to him and be like,
what do you want?
Kirill,
what do you want?
Write the number, but just know that a higher number means I can't pay other people. If that's what you choose, I'm okay with it. Pick your number. Go.
Yeah.
As long as it's for 8 years, pick a number.
Yeah.
What if you want the Sidney Crosby $9.7 million? Would he immediately be Minnesota's greatest son in athletics?
Statue built right after.
Build the statue while he's still playing. That would be iconic.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. That would be the worst juju in the world.
Montreal did that for George St. Pierre.
That would be
when he was
such
still fighting.
A bad... Like, can you think of worse juju and like just bad luck than building a statue for someone while they're still playing and haven't yet won a cup?
It's like Jonathan.
You're not going to win.
It's like you're building or you build a statue like, and it's like Jonathan Chichu in his first year. It's just
oof.
Yeah, he almost reacted as if a statue had been built.
Chichu.
But
I think Kaprizov has already earned himself a statue in St. Paul.
All this said, guys,
pretty impressive.
We're under the impression right now Kaprizov is staying. We don't know what the number's going to be. We're pretty convinced that's going to be his decision. But there's the doomsday scenarios. If you think that there's a worse scenario than the four we laid out, that's realistic, right? Because again, Edmonton can't afford him, and he's not going to take a big enough discount. He's not going to go to New York because they can't afford him. Like, be realistic. He's not going to go to a St. Louis Blues because
why?
If he wants a better city, like that's a downgrade from Minneapolis to St. Louis. Just saying.
Yeah, and Minneapolis is cooler than St. Louis.
Oh, it's way cooler. Sorry, Nick. But
shoot, even St. Paul,
even St. Paul. But we've at least laid it out. Let us know if you think there's other ones. Let us know your rankings in the comments too. We gave the three of ours, and they were all a little bit different, but curious to see where the fans land on like what would make your life the most miserable if Kaprizov left.
And let us know how you're digging this flight series on YouTube as well. We'll have a bunch more dropping in the next couple of weeks.
Get out here, Count Control. You have to try it. I'm making you.
See you Sundays for UVGE.
Peace.